Yo, I want to start this video by saying, well, first of all, please subscribe. We're nearly at 200 subs, so appreciate y'all. But man, I really enjoyed UFC 305. It was fun, top to bottom. Really, it had twists, it had turns. DDP showed up. If you watched my prediction video, you know we got most of the card right, nailed it to a T. Shout out to the people that watched. But yeah, I don't want to get into that. What I want to get into is really the next fight for some of these fighters that were on this card, starting with Tom Nolan. Tom Nolan, I think he showed out. He showed up. He did not show out. Let me rephrase that. Against Alex Reyes, pretty boring fight. One of the few stinkers, but there was always a threat of the KO. So that's what Tom Nolan brings to the table. He's a tall lightweight with shorter than you would think reach. So how I have him matching up after winning the unanimous decision over Alex Reyes, which a fight that was tailor-made for him to get a finish. Well, now we're putting you up against someone we don't really know if you can beat, but we're gonna test you. It's Natan Levy. Yeah, you're getting Natan Levy, and that's because you're not the knockout artist we thought you were, man. You really let us down. So now you gotta prove yourself all over again. Have this fun fight, or this boring fight, on this Apex card where 5 people watch, and it will be another snooze fest. And then maybe we'll put you against somebody else. But let's see what you can do against Natan Levy. Maybe he gets a KO. You never know. Moving on, we got Jenkins, who I want to match up. He called out Gavin Tucker for that Canadian card coming up in November. I like that fight. It's a little bit easy for him, but so is Herbert Burns. Let's work this guy up, man, because he has some potential. I like him. So give him Gavin Tucker. Let's go into the main card so we get the good stuff. Carlos Prates destroyed Li Jingliang. Fight not even close. This dude went in there with so many advantages, and he used them. Like, he's unpredictable. I said in the prediction video, this guy, once he gets going, you might as well go home, like, straight up. And that's what Leach did in his own way. He went to sleep. I love Leach, but it was a tough matchup. What we're doing with Carlos after that, like, so many KO wins in a row, we're gonna go Chaos Williams. Like, Chaos Williams is the guy, and it's not like, oh, we're throwing him in too soon. Or I think this is the perfect step up from Leach. Chaos Williams and Prates are neither of them are prospects here, right? So let's see what we got with both of them. Let's take our two toys, let's smash them together, and let's see who comes out. I have a feeling Prates wins that, but that's a fight I want to see, man. When you got guys like this, let's not keep them away from each other. Let's see who's really like that. Like, we all think that both these guys are knockout hitters and are good. Let's see who's who. This ain't boxing. Let's get in there. Let's duke it out. Chaos Williams, Carlos Prates, sign me up, man. And for the Leach, it was a tough fight, man. But you're 36, coming off the back surgery, coming off back-to-back losses. Come on, Leach. Look, I'm going to do you a solid. We're going to get you in there with a very winnable fight. Someone who also needs to prove himself at welterweight. And who that's going to be? It might be a little bit of a step down, but it's a proper step down for you, Leach, and it's Mike Malott. Mike Malott, Mr. First Rounder Bust. What's going to happen? Hey, Leach, make it happen. Dog him. That's a good comeback spot for both of them. It's a winnable fight because Leach is a little older, but Mike Malott has like zero cardio, lost to Neil Magny. He's going to come with a lot to prove, and I bet both of them look at that fight like it's winnable. Their agents are like, you gotta take this. Their managers are like, you gotta take this shit. This is how you get back in the title picture. Just lying to them, lying to both their faces. But let's move on. The next fight was Rozenstruik versus Tai Tuivasa. And man, what a letdown of a fight. I do want to say that. Stinky fight. Rozenstruik ended up winning. So let's match up him first. And I think a prove yourself fight for him, because they don't really reward, the UFC doesn't really reward you off of snooze fest. Like, if Dana goes to sleep during the fight, if he was there, he would have badmouthed them at the press conference. He would have dogged these two dudes. Yeah, you don't put two heavyweights in for that. That would have been Dana. So Ty's lucky he gets to keep his job. But as far as Rozenstruik, get him in there with Sergey Spivak. It's not fun for him. It's not fun for the fans, really. But this is more like a punishment for what you did on a pay-per-view. You can't be the heavyweight fight on the pay-per-view, put up a snooze fest, and then get rewarded. We're not rewarding you. You're getting Sergey Spivak in Denver on the prelim. That's what you're about to get, Rozenstruik. You got to show up, man. You got to show up. Sergey Spivak might even win that fight because Rozenstruik doesn't like fighting wrestlers. So you're getting punished, my boy. Enjoy the Spivak Island. Enjoy being under that blob of a man. Tai Tuivasa. Speaking of blobs, Tai, I really feel like I feel like he could get in a little better shape and be a better heavyweight. It's frustrating, man, because he was so successful so early, and it's like, dude, if you really wanted to put in that work, you could be given that work, man. I really feel like he still has something, but he ain't trying. It's clear as day to everybody. He ain't trying no more, bro. So what is this, 5 straight losses? You're out. You're not cut, but you're out of this whole picture where, you're in the mix, like where you're fighting Cyril Gane. Oh, those days are in the past. That's ancient history. Nah, where we're putting you is the winner of Waldo Cortez Acosta and Chris Barnett. You're like, what? Yeah, man. Sorry. Levels. No offense. Still a fun fighter. Don't put this guy in there with wrestlers. Put him in there. Let's be honest. It will be Waldo Cortez Acosta. Most likely. So get him in there against Cortez Acosta. Have a nice little striking match. I would love that fight, honestly. And I think it's so hard to know who's going to be motivated and who's not. But I know Waldo is going to show up. Waldo shows up all the time. It's a big name, too. Like, Ty's always going to be a big name. No matter what his ranking is, no matter how many losses, he'll be a big name. So the people fighting him are going to be prepared. And it's like, Ty, are you going to be prepared, man? Or are you going to get knocked out by a nigga named Waldo? That's what it comes down to. We got to move on. Dan Hooker versus Gamrot. Fun fight, man. And again, if you watch the prediction video, we know Gamrot really ain't top 5. He ain't no top 5 fighter. So he got mixed by Dan Hooker. Close fight, fun fight, competitive fight. Dan Hooker, here's who we're giving you, man, because I like Dan Hooker. I'm not biased, though. I just feel like the way lightweight works out, Charles Oliveira is the guy. We're still talking about a class of lightweight where they're not young. People need to realize that. Like, we can't waste time with these guys, moving them one step up. I thought about Beneil Dariush, and I was like, man, that's not good enough for what Dan Hooker's up to. Dan Hooker, I think, is on a 3-fight win streak. So, yeah, man, like it's a quiet ass 3 fights, but you gotta reward this behavior. So, what we're gonna do is Charles Oliveira versus Dan Hooker. Oliveira has nobody else to fight. Who else is in the top 5? Who's close to Charles? Justin Gaethje, he beat him. Poirier ain't fighting him. Gamrot just lost. Beneil Dariush already beat him. Fiziev hurt potentially? I don't know. Question mark. So yeah, the timing of it all is so perfect that Dan Hooker is gonna get Charles Oliveira. That's my prediction. And wow, what a banger of a fight that would be. Oh my goodness. But yeah, it's a fun fight. It's a earn your spot, keep your spot type of fight. Like, are you really top 5? Because Dan Hooker will be somewhere around 6, I have to imagine. So let's move to Gamrot, though. There was a reason they didn't give him the title shot, man. There was a reason he was never really in the title mix, and it wasn't only because he wasn't gonna fight Poirier. He wasn't gonna fight Poirier, whatever, but that didn't hold him back. It's because they know he's not good. I think they knew what everybody knew. Well, not everybody, but the people that watch, the people that know, the people that listen to my prediction video, they know that Gamrot really ain't that guy. You know, they can hype him up and say all these things, but who Gamrot's getting is a step down because now you're out of the picture. You're out of the picture. When we draw the top guys, you're not up there. If he never lost to Dariush, that's such a bad loss. Losing to the worst lightweight, the worst ranked lightweight. It's awful look. But if he never lost to Dariush and his only loss was Hooker, we probably give him somebody good. Or maybe we think Oliveira for him. You know? Or not Oliveira, but Turner, Chandler in that mix. He already fought him. So maybe Chandler if he's not still waiting. Even Patty. But besides the point, the Patty fight might be a reward for him. So the way I'm looking at it is the winner of Benoit Saint Denis versus Moicano. Yeah, you're now in that 10, 11, 12 range if you're Gamrot, which is really where he belongs. He's not that good. Maybe if he wins that fight, he can go against Fiziev again in a rematch. But he's nowhere near a title. He's not gonna get there. It's just his fighting style. You can't be that type of fighter and not have cardio and expect to beat people. So confusing. But let's go on to the next one. We had the co-main event. It was Kai Kara-France versus Steve Erceg. And again, if you watched the prediction video, you knew that Kai Kara-France could potentially KO Steve Erceg. And I picked Kai Kara-France. So for that, he's getting a title shot. What a performance. I know that Erceg was a little overrated. I also said that in the video. But Kai Kara-France, he just brings it. You can't take him down. He's stout. He hits hard like a little truck, like a mini truck. And yeah, I just think he brings it every time. He could easily be on a 5-fight win streak if it wasn't he was beating Moreno when Moreno kicked him in the liver. Moreno was probably done at that point, but if you find the liver, you find the liver. It is what it is. And then I think he beat Albazi, so that would be a 5-fight win streak for him. And I think it's been long enough, man. Who else we want to put him in there with? He's earned it. Give him Pantoja. Pantoja always looking for people to fight. They always reach with flyweight, and that's why Steve Erceg got his title shot when he really didn't. He wasn't supposed to be in there. So, speaking of Erceg, who's next for him? Losing 2 fights in a row, man. We know you're good. I mean, we think he's good, right? We really don't know. We really don't know because he hasn't been in there long enough. And I mean, a close fight with Pantoja doesn't really say much to me. Anybody can have a close fight with Pantoja because of his style. We're gonna give Steve Erceg Bruno Silva. People are like, what? Bruno Silva? Bruno Silva is on a 4-fight finish streak, and he is number 13. I think that's fair enough. Erceg's probably gonna drop to number 9 in the UFC rankings. So 9 fighting 13, that's co-main event worthy on somebody's card. So yeah, I think Erceg versus Bruno Silva, UFC Fight Night, Aurora, make it happen. All right, the main event, it was DDP, Dricus Du Plessis versus Israel Adesanya. Let's get the boring stuff out of the way. I guess they're doing Dricus Du Plessis versus Sean Strickland again. I don't know who wants to see this besides the UFC. I think this is a fight that the UFC wants, and so they're making it happen. Kind of like with Kobe and Leon. They're just like, this is going to happen, and we can't say anything about it. Like, why is Alex Pereira fighting Khalil Roundtree? Because they want to see it. Just doesn't make a lot of sense. But it doesn't have to make sense when you're the promotion, I guess. DDP fighting Sean Strickland. That fight just disgusts me. The first one was enough. Like, I don't want to see it. Just thinking of that fight exhausts me. I don't want to see it again. So, yeah, he's fighting Sean Strickland. Good luck. Israel Adesanya lost. He was winning that fight until he wasn't. It was so strange. Just like the immediate collapse. But I said this in the video I made when I predicted the fight. Like, Dricus just brings too much. Like, it's constantly there. It's not going anywhere, no matter what you do. So it's a little overwhelming. Israel Adesanya got overwhelmed. So who we going to put him in there with? You know, former champion, back-to-back losses, contemplating retirement. Not him, but everybody knows is like the potential is there. Like once it gets to the point that you could retire after any fight, we know you're not like all there, right? So who we giving Adesanya? Adesanya, 2-fight losing streak. You still want to be around? You got to earn it, bro, because we can't give you infinite title shots. You don't get no infinite. So we doing Israel Adesanya versus the winner of Brendan Allen and Imavov, which is a fight that I love. That fight is so good. I cannot wait for that fight. I hope no one gets hurt. Brendan Allen, why are you fighting Vettori in Vegas? We want to see you fight Imavov, bro. Give it to the hardcores. Don't let us down. So yeah, I think the winner of that rightfully has earned a shot with Adesanya. It's going to be a good fight because they're getting that Izzy rub, the name value if they beat Adesanya. And Adesanya, he doesn't have to worry about too much in these fights. He can simply focus on the grappling if he fights Brendan Allen, who has become a better striker, but I mean, he's a little bit slow. Imavov, he would have to worry about the striking as well as the grappling, and that would be a really bad fight for him, I think. So let's hope it's Brendan Allen, because I like Brendan Allen over Imavov, and let's hope it's Brendan Allen versus Adesanya next. Good luck in that fight, because wow, what a banger that is. And yeah, that's gonna do it for me. I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.